Alrighty, and yes, we are live. Why your child is still curious and quietly googling it. My name is Wendy Ologe, and I'm called Africa's number one parent coach. No, scratch that. I'm your very number one parent coach. I'm the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. Are you live? Can you see me? Can you hear me? If you can, let me see your comment right in the comment section. Why is my child still googling it? Yes, I have told her to stop. Now, let me start this conversation like this. So a few days ago, I saw a particular girl who was beaten because she was sharing nude pictures of herself. So her mom was so livid and so angry that the mom made her make videos of herself while being beaten and made her post it also on social media. And a lot of people were like, Sabs are right. Oh, this, it has to be this. She will never dare it. People gave examples. When I went to my friend's house, my brother's parents killed me. That I never ever go to people's houses anymore. Do you know what we call intelligent nonsense in the academy? That's what I saw. Intelligent nonsense. I was so pained. And I started to look at it. And I said in that whole conversation in my mind, you really think that because you beat a child who watched porn, the child will stop watching porn? Come closer. You have deceived yourself. Very long time ago. As in, it's too long. Because how do you even begin to imagine that just because you actually said to a child or beat a child for watching porn, that means you don't know how the brain works? Indeed. You're welcome here. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is our Tuesday live. You're welcome to the cathedral. This is the outer part of the cathedral. The inner part of the cathedral is the inner circle. Yes. The outer part of the cathedral is talking about the cathedral. All right. So let's go. And this is one of those days. Coach Omalala, I see you. He said, this one you're wearing red today. This is not red now. Come on now. This is orange color. Are you colorblind? All right, so let's go. Why your child is curious. That's the first thing that we're even supposed to even be asking. So why is the child asking? Why is the child even curious at all? I hear a lot of parents say, at my age, at your age, I don't do things like this. I don't come all the way down. It is true that you were thinking this thing. It is true that you were thinking it as a child. It is true that you had your own quest. Why did you, if not, why did you read Hints magazine? Why did you still to want to watch Blue movie, slot it in, if not that they were going to be caught? You wouldn't have bothered, right? I almost watched a Blue film. If I was not going to be caught, I would have watched. That's the truth. I was that curious. I wanted to know, come on. I wanted to know what it is that they talk about, right? I was curious enough to want to ask. And curiosity actually shows that your child is growing well. So, number one reason your child is going to get curious is natural developmental curiosity. Natural developmental curiosity. From age two, somebody help me write that in the comment section. From age 2, your child begin exploring their bodies. So all these, my child is only 2. What do they know about? It is natural human, instinct. So curiosity about your parts, where babies come from, body differences, it's part of normal growth. It's not being naughty. It's not having bad thoughts. It is natural. It means your child is normal. That's the first thing you want to put at the back of your mind. So if your child is always trying to touch their vagina, their penis, their age 2, no, they didn't learn bad things. In quote, they are trying to actually understand in this part of my body. The same way they are touching their ears is the same way they are touching the penis. It's the same thing. For a child, that's what the child is thinking. Except the child have actually been abused or sexualized, it means nothing. So when people come to me and say to me, oh, when am I going to start teaching my child about sex conversations? My child is still 2. I'm waiting for them to be 13. You will be so late. Because at age 2 already, right? At age 2 already, the curiosity is there. The curiosity is there. So it's not whether, so people ask me, how old does it cover the sex educate your child like a pro? Age 0. If your child is born today, you start the conversation today. Do you know that one of the for sleeping. Do you know that why are others like this? Can the people who came from outside tell inner circle parents that they should stop distracting us? Apostle sir, I see you. Stop distracting us. We're having the class today. All right. So so yes. So now that's the point. All right. By the way, if you have not invited someone to come and watch this video and to come and actually share this with you, please do that because you might be helping somebody today. Yes, you will be helping someone. Stop keeping these informations to yourself. You see, many times when people come to me and I say, you need to ensure that your family friends know what is happening. You need sex educate. I go mad with it. My children's teachers, they know you will enter sex educate your child like it. But whether you're a cleaner, it's my job to ensure that you are inside. So long as my children are in that school, you are inside the academy until I leave. It's my job. It's not because I love you so much. It's because I love my children too much to understand that their environment is even more important than you can ever imagine. Yes, you heard me right. It's not that I'm so loving in that manner. Because I understand the power the environment, all right, is going to really have. Okay, thank you so much. So number one is that natural developmental curiosity. That's why your child is curious. We are still talking about curiosity. So there's nothing wrong with your child for wanting to talk themselves, for wanting to look at themselves. There's nothing absolutely wrong with them. Even as an adult, you still sometimes you want to look at some parts of your body. You even use mirror to look at it. Sometimes you want to know what is inside there. I don't know about you, but I've looked severally. It's my body now, right? Number two, exposure from peers. That's another thing that actually gets children curious. Now, children talk, whether you like it or not. Classmates hear a word from the older siblings. Have you realized that when you go to school, you see some people who have older siblings, they are always, they have this I know it kind of thing. They'll be like, you don't understand. My elder brother told me that this and all of that. So of course, exposure from peers. A classmate hears the word from older or sees it online. They bring it to school. Suddenly, your child is listening. Even if they are too afraid to ask you, they are listening to somebody. So that is feeding their ear, right? Something is happening. It's what reigns in school. It's what they bring from the internet and all of that comes in and all of that. If your child, when people tell me, my child can never be a day student, in the boarding school, a lot of things happen, I laugh. The problem is not boarding or day. Actually, there's a lot of things that happen even when you're a day student. You are the one that go all the trends that is happening. Because there's a lot of talk in school, right? In a proper secluded environment, you might not even know what's happening online. So recently, my children are home and I was telling them, did you hear about I have decided to follow Jesus trend? They were like, we just heard it as we were coming back, as we came back, we just heard it blasting in your house. Like, where are we going to hear it from? There's no internet. There's no social media, right? So we're not going to hear it, except the teachers play it or something, but nobody does that in our school. Now, exposure to threat is not about whether your child is in a boarding or is in a day school. I've heard a lot of arguments on that. The bottom line is that if a child is exposed, they are exposed. And if their siblings, their schoolmates are going to talk, they will talk. And the interesting thing, even if they don't watch it when it comes to school, they will find a way to congregate and talk about it. Somebody will touch somebody, will speak to somebody, will talk about it somewhere. They will touch themselves. Something will happen. So you see all the things that we use to cover up. I think there's a part of shame that comes from us that does not want us to actually explore this topic properly. Yeah, a lot of us actually think that if we don't talk about it, our children are not going to hear about it. News flash. Whether you talk about it or not, your child will learn about sex. We want to start a series in the academy with the staff, and we're talking about how you actually got to hear about sex. What exactly happened to you? All right, and everybody's willing to share a story. How did I hear about sex? What did I learn it from? I know every time in the academy, I tell the parents in the inner circle that there's something called the law of first mention. Every time you talk about the law of first mention, if that first mention isn't coming from you, is a problem. I tell you a story. My daughter's first hearing or first access to contraceptives was at 8. Nothing would have prepared me for a fact that an 8-year-old will have a conversation in school about contraceptives. See the distance now. We're not talking finish talking sex. We're talking contraceptives. We just like to actually deceive ourselves. My daughter was talking about contraceptives in school. They were talking about, she didn't understand what it was. They were saying, hey, you can actually take it. My mother said, now when you take it, my auntie, somebody came to school and said, my auntie said, when you're using contraceptives, you cannot get pregnant. My daughter didn't even understand the concept of pregnancy yet. Right? In that manner. And by the time she came, I was talking about contraceptives. I realized that it was a failure on my side. See, when you get to parenting and see your blind spots, stop claiming, hey, I raised the children in the way of the Lord. How did they get to go and get themselves exposed? Which way of the Lord? Way of the Lord means that your child will not be curious. I don't understand. I take your children to church every day. Why does she know what contraceptives is? Like, excuse you? Your children will know what they are. Your children will know what they are. So my daughter was confused. What saved me was that I had my doors open, right? I had my doors open so that she could come and talk to me. And when she came to me and she said, what are contraceptives? Now, that's where the problem is. I didn't come saying, no, who told you? What did you hear it about? What are you discussing? Hey, you just start making noise. I just said, at that point, the only thing that came to my head was, you have failed on this subject. So you didn't think that your 8-year-old will understand or will hear about contraceptives. The law of first mention, according to Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro, 1, is that if any child hears about sex from any source or whatever subject it is, porn, sex, contraceptive, whatever, it means that source, they are loyal to that source. And I knew it. I knew that my child's loyalty will be according to that source. So I went back. I say, failure on this part, XX. It doesn't matter whether I'm a deaconess or a pastor or a parent coach of the world. Forget it. Those things don't answer to your parenting. In fact, I was speaking and I was talking with Adetima yesterday on my timeline. I said, it's arrogant to think that you know everything about parenting. It's arrogant to even think that you have done everything. Something fails. As in, you actually find yourself in the middle of a failure. You find yourself in this, hey, I've done my best. I did everything. You are too arrogant and too proud. I sent out an email to Yadas over the weekend. On Monday, sorry. It was public holiday. I sent out an email to Yadas on Monday. And every Monday we receive what we call, wisdom note. And in that wisdom note, we share wisdom. If you're not in the inner circle, why now? Like, who do you this thing? This is not even a time for you not to be in a community. Right? So that the topic of that email, we have wisdom note every Monday. The topic of that email was, what if your child becomes the enemy your lineage will have to battle? And and I was writing in that note. All right. And I said, if you're careless, you might be grooming a manipulator. If you're silent, you might be licensing dysfunction. If you're passive, you might be building a future oppressor inside. Now, the problem is sometimes the enemy you're rebuking as a generational cause is the one you help to plant. It's not because you are evil, but because you were distracted, you are overwhelmed, you are proud, and you are uninformed. So it's arrogance to think that you have done everything if your parenting fails. Who told you you've done everything? How do you ascertain? You only did what you knew. You only did what you knew. Your best can never be enough. Stay humble. Stay very humble. The other day I was sharing with inner circle parents about Hezekiah. And how Hezekiah lost his lineage after being so righteous. Yes, got his children transferred and taken to Babylon. The way we actually come, and just carry our shoulders and say, oh, I know everything. What is she going to tell me? What is she going to teach me? It will shock you. Your blind spot in parenting will make a mess of you. Complete mess. And even you, she would not recover. The best thing to do on this journey is to stay humble through it all. No matter what you think you know. No matter what you think you know. And when things go wrong, sit back. The first thing you should ask yourself is, where did I get it wrong? That's the first thing. It's not, hey, God, I trained my children in the name of the Lord, in the way of the Lord. Hey, everything I needed to teach, I taught. I don't know what happened. The devil is after me. No, devil is after you. Your blind spot played a hot one on you. And the truth of the matter is that if you're not humble, you will never see a blind spot. Do you know why it's called a blind spot? You don't ever see it. Somebody always points out a blind spot to you. Always. You can't see a blind spot yourself. When you're driving, that's why there's something called a blind spot. You can't. You need a coach. You need someone over you to say, nah. You are going this direction. That's not it. That's not it. People come to me and say, hey, my parents, they did everything. They were good. They raised people right. Yet they failed. It's people's decision. Don't ever make that mistake to think that it's people's decisions when they become older. No, it's not their decisions. It is their programming. Everything you do is programmed. Every single thing you are today, you're a product of who raised you, how you were raised, where you were raised, and what the person who raised you know. You are a product of how you are, and what the person who raised you know. Honestly speaking, that's your differentiating factor. So I was watching Shaquille O'Neal and his documentary over the weekend. Now, there was some depths that I assessed, and I said, see, there are things you do not know as a parent. You become a disservice. There's a book I wrote. It's called The Parenting Advantage. The Parenting Advantage. See, the parenting advantage is about being an advantage to your child. What do you know to become an advantage? It is what you know that your children will ride on. And I usually say that the biggest platform, the biggest inheritance you can give to a child is platform. Platform of you, platform of your knowledge, platform. That's the biggest inheritance. It's not money, it's platform. There's a way you will know what you know. It will set your children apart for life. For life. All this, it doesn't matter. What is that person? It is about what you know. That's the differentiating factor. Always. Anytime. I was speaking at a women's event over the weekend, and I said to them the difference between Vashti and Esther was the fact that somebody knew something that Vashti didn't know, right? The person knew it and was directing Esther. Vashti didn't have anybody directing her. That's why she failed. She was not bad. In fact, what she said no to was a righteous thing. Read your Bible if you're a child of the word. All right, let's go on. Number 3, unsupervised internet access. Unsupervised internet access. Very important, right? Very important. That's a very single, thing that is very important. So, when you get into the inner circle, one of the things that we insist you do is to build a media plan. Today, as one of the tools in the inner circle is building your media plan. That's why when people come to me and say, I'm not in the academy, what would they teach me in that academy? You are so lost. What would they teach you? How do you want to know what you don't know? According to Atetima, how do you want to know what you don't know? Do you know that if you do not have a proper media plan well thought out, your children will make mistakes? Do you know that you do not have a proper social media plan well put together, your children will lose out? That's why your children are jumping on social media at 14, at 15. They just go there, scroll away. You're raising a consumer. There is a way to raise a creator. It's not the same. It's not the same. So it's not about, oh no, I know it. My children don't use phone. Yes, your children are not using phone until they turn 18. And then what? When they turn 18, you just carry phone and bless them with it. Congratulations, you are 18 years. You will do your child a disservice. yet again. That's the unfortunate thing. Oh, yes, you will. So your child can actually just turn 18 and access. No child turns 18 and you hand them over a key and they just can drive, except they have gone to a driving school. It's the same thing with the internet access. So you can't know how to groom a child to actually be able to use internet. Well, there is a way. The Bible says that the way of the foolish wearieth every single one of them, because they do not know how to go to the city. The Bible talks about foolishness a lot. And that tells you, I usually say that the conversation about parenting and life is not about righteousness and sin in that way you think it. It's about foolishness and wisdom. And except there is wisdom, there is foolishness. Wisdom is inconsequential. So yes, foolishness abounds, and that's a beautiful thing. That's why what we do makes sense. So it makes sense. So you must begin to actually ask yourself, do I really know what it is that I needed to do? Okay, yes, and then we sat down, and then my child now started using social media. How? How? So it's important that you begin to look at. So this is unsupervised internet access. It's just a click away. What are our children watching? So it's even beyond what they are watching. See, if there are no systems, you will fail. It's James Clay that says that we do not rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of the systems that we create. You need to ask yourself, what systems do I have in place? What systems do I have in place to ensure that this doesn't happen? When people see, stories online, they go, God forbid. I shared a story, yesterday. Somebody shared with me how his 10-year-old son had been sleeping with the 11-year-old cousin for the last 2 years. And I'm not telling you fictitious stories. I'm telling you real stories. Real stories shared by real people. Somebody said, with what I have done, God forbid, it will never. I'm looking at this person. I'm sure this person have never read one book on how to have sex conversations. Not one. When I started Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro 5 years ago, I realized that there was a lot of missing gaps. I've done Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro 1, 2, 3, 4. Save yourself the drama. Start reading. When the person wrote that thing, I just looked at the person and I smiled. And maybe you are just on social media listening to the things that influencers share. Don't let your child, don't let anybody share, have this. Oh, make sure you suspect everybody. And you say, yes, I am a pro in suspecting people. Share. Like we say in the yard. I say, God forbid, it will never be my portion. Once I take my children in the way of the Lord, training your children in the way of the Lord does not mean that your child will not be curious about their sexuality. No, it doesn't. Where all of us, we all grew up. For those of us who were born in the 80s and some in early 90s, we all grew up a certain way. You have to go to church, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do that. And all of those things, did it stop your curiosity? No. Some of you, we claim now that you married as a virgin, but technical virginity, we all know now. Me and you, we know it. From the same WhatsApp group. Technical virginity that is not virginity. It's the same thing. Both you that slept with the person and you that watched porn. The same thing. Let me take it easy because Thursday is coming in the yard. Some of these bad boys, I just have a way to actually just put it to you so that you can survive it before you just come and say, look at the way she's talking. Who is she? I'm just that person who is humble enough to be on my journey and understand that anything can happen on my journey. Then we are screaming, join Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. Join Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. You're there, doing nose. Who is she? What is she talking about? My child is raised in the godly way. My children will never think of sex. Oh, my children, hey, come on. Come closer, let me tell you what you don't know. Come closer, because your children will think it and overthink it. It's only 5,999 instead of 15,999. You don't know. Why are we even paying? Can't it be free? Go online and go and be getting the free one. Maybe when you go on ChatGPT, they tell you that LGBTQ is the way to go. Or allow the child to express their inner desires. inner desires to be able to actually have access to whether they like a woman or they like a man. Sexuality is not defined by who you are. It is defined by how you feel. You carry it, put in your head. You say, no, I can learn these things free. It's free everywhere. You know, the other day I wrote something and I said something about greed quotient. I said, if you're scammed, you're greedy. Yes, you heard me right. If you have ever been scammed before, you're a greedy person. You might not agree with me, but you're greedy. If you are, some of us even got married and got scammed because of greed. You saw the man has money, you followed him. Tomorrow you're not blaming another person. It's a lie. You were greedy. Your eye was on the money. And it's the same thing with sex. The same thing with sexuality. Sometimes it's even just about greed, bigger than just the sex. So free. Oh, the free things. Oh no, go online. Oh, it's free. Oh, it's not anything. You are actually paying next to nothing to gain access to this class. You know, somebody said, can't you just make it free for everyone? I said, I've tried enough to do free every Tuesday. You're not going to get. Somebody said, oh, do discount for us to enter inner circle. No, we're not doing discount for inner circle. Inner circle is 120,000 per year. Nobody will give you what we give in the inner circle for that amount. And no, there is no discount for inner circle for the year. Join and save your soul or leave it. The Bible says, buy the truth and sell it not. Truth is to be bought. Beware of free things. Beware of free things. And it's only people who are always, hey, give me free. That's why you get scammed. I am telling you. MMM, I didn't do. CBEX, I don't know how to, I can't do that. You can't find me. No. You can't find me. And it's a training. Funny enough, it's a training. My parents raised us with a lot of contentment. Sometimes what you even need to teach your children isn't just about, it's not about the mechanisms of sex. There's a foundation that you need, really, for you to talk about sex. A man who does not understand self-control is gone. Doesn't matter what it is. And it starts with your son is eating food. There is no control, nothing. Your children can't fast. They eat from morning. They were fasting, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. Your 10-year-olds do not understand fasting. You think it's about religious things? No, it's not. It's about being human. It's about being able to be a thinking being. It's about being able to actually connect. It's about being able to control, to put the body under. And it goes round. It goes round. If the child can put their body under for food, they can put their body under for sex. It goes round. See, parenting is not a one-sided thing. I have really taught my children how they will pray. It's not one-sided. You teach them only how they will pray. Believe you me, you're going to be in trouble. Oh, yes, you will be in trouble. If that's the only thing you have taught your children. You know, being able to actually look at things differently changes perspective for you. And that's why we have a lot of people today, men who are cheating. We think it's about cheating. No, it's about lack of self-control that our parents raised the men with. Men were allowed to do a lot more with, and naturally, self-control doesn't come easily to men. And then the best people who raised us gave them free will. A girl must come back at 6. You're a man now, you can come at 10. See, they are subtle. They are subtle, yet they are there. They have caused the problem that we are facing today. So don't take a lot of these things for granted. When we're saying that these are the key things that you need to actually help your child, it's self-control that will make your child, your son, they are touching him. Do you know that attention management is a thing? And that's what we're going to be teaching and sex educate your child like a pro this year. And how to teach your son to manage attention. One of the things, right? One of the things that a lot of us failed to do. One of the things a lot of us failed to do is to be able to give our children the ability to learn skills to help them manage sex. Our boys do not know how to manage attention. No, they don't. They don't. If you don't teach them how a girl really goes in your body and shakes their bum and what to do, your child will be in trouble. It doesn't matter the amount of sex conversation you have had with that child. So there's attention management for boys. How do you manage it? What do you do? Or you just, your whole body melts because a girl just and in front of you, you just lost it all. And you can't even, say, no, these are the boundaries. See, these are the conversations. And that's the truth. All right? This is very, very important. Somebody said, ordinary man cannot afford inner circle. Let me do a math for you. The typical ordinary Nigerian person drinks Coke every day. Do the math. How much is Coke? 500. That's less than inner circle fee every year. So what are you talking about? Coke is 500 naira per day. Do the math, times it. So it's not, you just say, oh, the ordinary man. No, the ordinary man is not interested. Even the man that is interested in actually growing will always have and find a way. The ordinary man eats shawarma, right? And yet comes back and says, oh, I cannot. And the ones who really want to actually do the work, we find them doing the work. He will find them doing the work. So 500 naira per bottle. That's what Coke is. So you can decide. So you're not hearing and saying, oh, what is it that this is and all of that. And then you come learn. Go and teach the people around you. Go and teach the people that is around you that you think cannot afford it. That's why you are also here. All right. Since we can't, of course, we can't reach the world. We can only reach those that we can reach. And with what you learn, it is super cheap. You can't even compare. So that's not even a conversation. All right. So another reason that children get curious is media and pop culture. Media and pop culture, cartoons, music videos, all right, music videos, ads, even seemingly family-friendly shows. They hint adult themes, right? They hint adult themes. And then your child picks up more than you think. And you don't explain, they fill in the blanks and all of that. Somebody was telling me about books yesterday. But they said, I saw the person's hair, well-made, package. There's no how that hair would not have costed you 30,000 naira. If you really want to buy books, right? You want to buy books, cut your hair. See, sometimes you need to sacrifice for you to actually raise a child well. And the sacrifice is not the issue. The problem is the kind of sacrifice you are talking about. Some of you come and say, I've sacrificed my life. You don't need to sacrifice your life, actually. You're not Jesus Christ. You just need to know the right kind of sacrifice per time. The question usually is, do you even understand the right kind of sacrifice? Do you even understand what the right kind of sacrifice is? That's it. Do you really, really understand it? Because somebody said the people that want to join, maybe they have issues with their job. Borrow money, join the inner circle. You will never have to borrow money in your life again. Quote me again. Anytime, any day. Look for money, get into the inner circle. That will be the last money you ever borrow. I say it with all, sense of responsibility. You follow what is taught in the inner circle, you get into the place, and you still have to borrow money, then I failed. That's the truth. Then I failed. What are you saying? See, there are things you know that will exempt you. There are things you know in life that will exempt you from any kind of Holocaust, exempt you from any kind of parenting pandemic. There are things you will know in life that takes you out of that space. So when you are sacrificing, is it the right kind of sacrifice per time? Oh, I'm sacrificing everything. Oh, I'm killing myself. It might not be the right kind of sacrifice. It might not be the right kind of sacrifice at all. So what are you sacrificing per time? Some of you carry hair of 30-something thousand every month. You have no business making that hair. You're raising children. Please don't mind me. If you can afford hair and you can afford whatever to do personal development, do the two together. If you can only afford to buy books, cut the damn hair down. Sometimes we're sacrificing. Is it the right animal? The right animal is the most important thing. The right animal is the most important thing. Knowledge is powerful. Buy it. Buy it. You don't, some things don't matter at some point. Hair, makeup, jewelry, clothes. You can have one clothes and do something. Thank you so much, Chinyere, for sharing that. I borrowed money to join 2 years ago, and last year I saved to pay for it. It is your priority per time. It is what it is. Knowledge can transform you. Scratch that. Knowledge that is applied will transform you. You will learn life skills that you will not see anywhere else. You will learn life skills that you will not see anywhere else. Go and get money. Fight for your life. You know, the worst thing you want to tell a poor man is to buy knowledge. But unfortunately, it's only knowledge that can save the poor man. But yet, they don't want to buy it. And you will stay, you will remain where you are. You will remain where you are. All right? This is very, very important. Lack of open conversation at home. When sex is a no-go area in topic, it creates a mystery. Most of you created mystery around sex. You've created, the mystery. It feeds curiosity. The less you talk about it, the more they wonder. And the more they seek answers elsewhere. People actually think, right? Many of the times that, what you need to do is to not talk about it. When you don't talk about it, they don't, talk. It's not true. It's not true. All right. Somebody is asking if they want 20 in naira or dollars. 120,000 is in naira. You see, some people even want to give us $120. Come on now, please. Where is Apostle? Apostle, sir. Where is the offering basket? We need extra money. There's extra money coming to us. Come on now. We know what to do with extra money. Don't even go there. We'll have Fathers Conference. We'll have US Summit. We'll have Canada Summit. We'll have Ilorin Summit. We'll have Warri Summit. We'll have TIB Annual Conference. Please give us money. We have need for it, if you don't mind. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, let's go quickly. When your children don't get answers, what are the 5 dangerous things that can happen? All right. What are the 5 dangerous things that can happen? Number 1, I call it the 5 C's. The 5 C's. The 5 C's. Number 1 is curiosity grows in secret. Curiosity goes in secret. All right. I like the testimonies that is flowing in the comment section. I used my last 65K when I was pregnant to join. I saved up for the next cohort in July as a primary school teacher in private school. If you want to join, you will join. I removed birthday celebration, etc. Thank you so much for sharing that career. All right. Thank you. Somebody said I'm sacrificing right now. I paid for Auntie Etima's 35K flat sale yesterday and I didn't feel a hunch. And my daughter was like, wow. But she's excited to read the books when I show her the books. Today I shared the posts and I said, let your children learn to read personal development books. My children started reading personal development books as they were born. Because we started buying books that say, how your emotions are, not textbooks. I've never bought a textbook in my house we don't buy textbooks without it being a school recommendation. And we don't hire lesson teachers. We don't need to. If your child is age 0 and you start now, I bet you will raise an A++ student tomorrow. Right now, we walk with our shoulders high. When we're talking about school resolving, we don't understand what that is. Because there is a foundation. There's a foundation. Now we're saying save up. Now we're saying get into a space where you can learn. We know what we're saying. We know what we are saying. All right? This is very, very important. So it's not, is it that my children didn't read entertaining book? They did. But self-development book was a key factor for them. That's what I grew up with. My parents bought a book every day they went to the market. Every single day. Sometimes 5, sometimes 2, sometimes 10. I know my parents were not wealthy. When people say, what are people that don't have money? It was a choice. Newspaper came to my house every single day. I don't know how my parents did it. Every time that I think about it, we read newspaper every day. And you wonder how 4 of us are writers today, well sought after. You wonder how that happened. It's grooming. See what is there? You can train a child. Oh, you don't know what will happen tomorrow. It's a lie. The Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. There is a way. If the child goes another way, he didn't train in the way he should go. That is the truth. Go and buy fairly used books. I started buying for my children fairly used books. That's what we buy. So what's the FZ in it? Fairly used books. And I remember those days, Wholesale Market, you don't go. pack the books, put in my books. We used to order books from Port Harcourt. I remember that lady, she was in the inner circle. We order fairly books used. My home is a moving library. Moving everywhere. You sit down and you budget for books. My husband and I buy books worth thousands every month. You think people grow just by like that? No. People don't grow like that. There's a way to grow. There's the reason people grow. There's the way people grow. There's so much that happens. So when we're saying that you should get into the inner circle, you should get into sex educate your child like a pro, it is you fighting for your life literally. These excuses. What are they doing? What are they saying? See, never begrudge whatever it is that is going to give you access. Let's go. Curiosity grows in secret. They are still wondering, but now they are wondering alone. Silence doesn't kill curiosity. It fuels it behind closed doors. So when you are silent, right? When you are silent, your child's curiosity will grow. And tell you beat from watching porn. Believe you me, nothing changes. If you are listening to me, you've not joined the Sex Educate Your Child like a pro. You have not joined till now. The prices changed today. Someone did, and then we had a search. We have 500 slots that people can still get at 5,999. We have only 300 of those slots remaining as at today. As soon as this slot is over, we will increase the price. The person just said, let me just pay for the balance so that whoever does not have enough can still pay 599. All right. So 599 is still available for the next, I think, 300 slots that is remaining that have already been paid for. All right. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. All right. So this is so key. So curiosity, silence doesn't kill curiosity. The fact that you are just silent does not mean that your child is going to become less curious. It just fuels behind closed doors. It fuels it behind closed doors. So stop being silent when your child is curious. That's what we're saying. If your child is curious, please teach them what it is that they are asking for. A child comes and tells you what is porn, and you are quiet. I don't understand. They will go and look for it. And we're even looking at very smart children at the moment. All right. Number 2, clicking becomes their teacher. Number 2C, clicking becomes their teacher. When there's no safe adult to ask, your child turns to Google, your child turns to TikTok, your child turns to YouTube, and whatever it is that they find. Unfiltered, adult, and addictive. So your child is just going to be clicking. So, they are curious. My children know what they will find when they click. So they don't click. Yeah. They know that the moment they click, there is something, all right? Something at the back that's going to lead them to where they shouldn't go to. Okay? This is very, very important. Somebody's asking, do you have girls' academy? And Tetima, yes, she does. She has an academy for girls. My daughter is part of the academy. Unlike you people that know everything, me, I don't know everything. So I always find help. So I have coaches who help me on my journey. No, this is what it is that should have happened. I'm helped. I love being helped. If you ask the others, they will tell you, if you offer me help, I'm the first person that jump at it. Hey, please come and help me. I love help. My husband even says that me and my friend, well, we are helpless, and I love it. So I'm very helpless. Help me, please, if you can. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Number 3 is confusion takes over. Without the right explanation, they start to form twisted beliefs about sex, about love, about touch, and even their bodies. Twisted beliefs. That's why your child will come and start feeling like a girl and feeling like a boy. It's because you were silent, man. Sir, it's because you were silent. Your daughter wants to share her nude pictures. It's because you were silent. It's because you had a wrong foundation. That's what has happened. Your child is confused. Your child doesn't know exactly what it is they need to, whether they need to look up here or look up there or look up here and there. They don't know. Confusion takes over without the right guide. When there is, without the right explanation, they start to form twisted beliefs about sex, about love, about who they are. Don't let your children get confused. I once had a parent who were pastors of big churches in the country. Of course, we will not call these names. And of course, you would think maybe it's even your pastors. Their child had gone into serious issues and gender confusion. All right. Serious issues and gender confusion. And, a lot of things had happened. She met me when her child was going to start transitioning from being a girl to being a boy. Yep. It was a painful time. See, there are things that will happen to you that the scars will never leave you. Parenting scars are real. See, even if at the end of the day, you stand on the mercy line, God have mercy, and all of that, some scars don't go away. Please don't leave scars on your children on your journey. Did you hear me? Don't leave scars on your children on your journey just because of your ignorance. One of the things that this parent said to me was, Coach, I wish we met you 13 years ago. Our children is 13. Our daughter is 13. I was pained. At that time, this child have actually been taken away. There was nothing we could do. There's a time you will come to me. I will just tell you, turn to God. I will just join you. I will be with you in prayers. At that time, there's nothing we could do. All we needed to do was to support, be there. The process is still ongoing. And one of the things I said to the parents is, let's concentrate on the younger ones so that we don't make the same mistakes. There are some things that happen to you that you don't return from. There are some parenting errors you make that you don't return from. Yes, you might actually be able to fix it. I'm not talking to new parents who think that, oh, this is not time. You might be able to salvage it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't always go that way. See, sexual abuse doesn't only destroy a human, it destroys the soul. Oh, yes, it does. It destroys the soul. The soul of the human being is touched. And only God actually is able to restore that soul. Don't put your children in a place where they need to struggle when you can actually literally save them. Sex educate your child like a pro already started. When people ask me, when is sex educate your child like a pro started? It already started. Because as soon as you enter today, you get replay of 3.0. You get replay of 3.0, and immediately you get replay of 3.0. You also enter and you get the books. You get 2 books, all right? I'm sure the team will call up these books on my stream. There are 2 books that you get as soon as you get into sex educate your child like a pro. You start reading them now. Then we now have 5 live master classes that will still come on the 30th of this month for 5 days from the 30th. So you get these 3 books when you register for Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. Digital molestation, 100 ways your child can be abused online and how to prevent it. It's worth 5,000 naira. Sexual reputation culture. Please, can you get me my face to be side by side and not block me? Thank you. Sexual reputation culture. All right. 100 ways your child is being pressured about sex and the things you can do. And then how to actually help your child deal with their first crush. For parents who their children are just coming up. We're catering, these books are for different age grades, including up to 18. We're catering for all of the ages, right? And all of the things that we're catering for. And it's something that you would need to actually have in all of your, spaces with. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right. So these are the things that you actually would get. Okay. Oh, Thomas, please, sorry. Let me just, it's okay. These are the things these are the books that we're giving you now as soon as you register. So we're not, just saying, oh, register. You start learning from today. I don't want you to wait till the 30th. You're learning. You can't go through Sex Educate Your Child 3.0 and remain the same. Who has gone through Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro 3.0? If you're here and you have watched those replays, let me see comment in the comment section. have you invited someone to actually join you? Or have you even invited someone to sex educate your child like a pro? You think it's all about you. No, it's not all about you. Because environment can swallow up your value system. Your environment can swallow up your value system. Did you send this link to a family, to a friend? Or you think it's not important? You want to gatekeep. Hey, in parenting, you want to gatekeep information in parenting. You will just collapse. You will want to gatekeep parenting information. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Get people to join into the class so that they can have access to these same things. You know why? Because if you gatekeep, your children will suffer it at the end of the day. All right? So confusion takes over. And in number 4, I said conversations shut down. Conversations shut down. They assume you are too strict, you are too scary to talk about it. Trust breaks quietly, and by the time they really need you, they won't come. That's the truth. So when your children don't get answers from you, 5 dangerous things happen. Curiosity grows in secrecy. Clicking, becomes their teacher. Confusion takes over. Conversations shut down. And lastly, compromise creeps in. Compromise creeps in. Compromise creeps in. Peer pressure, inappropriate tears, touching games. They start saying yes to things that they don't fully understand because no one taught them better. You're waiting until it's too late. I remember one of the things that those clients said to me. They said, the parents who are meeting you now and their children are under 5 do not know what God has done for them. No, you don't. Ask the parents who have older children. And now this is not to say that if you already have older children that, you're not going to be able to actually salvage the situation. You can. It's just that, like we say in the yard, if Keke is chasing the people that have 0 to, 5 to 10. I usually say that if your child is 0 to 5, go and do Thanksgiving. If your child is 5 to 10, Keke is chasing you. Please be running fast. If your child is above 10, you're being chased by 10,000 lions. And if you are not running the way you should, 10,000 lions will catch up with you. And if they do, you can't fight 10,000 lions. You can't. That's why this is for you. That's why this is for you. All right? Look, I said, I've taken this course in the inception. I don't think Coach charges for her courses. No, I don't even think we charge for our courses. $599 for you to get all the things that you're getting. No, we don't. And that's why we are actually encouraging you to understand. All right? Understand that this is very important and gets people in. This is very, very important. Somebody said, I admire the reinforcement you're making on the topic in every way. Drive home the point so that by the time we're having the master classes, the license are solidified. You haven't seen nada on the master classes. Quote me anytime. This is the joke compared to what you're going to have at the master class. This is a complete wash. But yeah, I get your point. I get your point. But when you attend Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro 5.0, come on now. You just don't, But what am I trying to say? Please take your parenting journey seriously. Take your parenting journey seriously. Because it is very important. Very, very important. Put these things on your status. Put the Sex Educate Your Child 5.0 on your status. Somebody's asking, how do I pay? The details are on my screen. Make payment. Get into that class and start learning so that tomorrow, and you know the things, Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro is $599. It's master class, it's math, everybody's access. For you to book a session with me, 1 hour is $200K. These people that are crying that inner cycle is 1 year, 120,000. And I'm very unapologetic about my time. Completely unapologetic. Access to me is gold and I cherish it. If you're going to have a 1 hour session with me, and you know what? I'm always completely booked on it. So it's not a matter of, I don't know my time is worth, right? And if your child just say, hey, I just want to see you now, my child just started watching, but you pay $200K per hour. There's no rebate or there's no discount. Discounts no day for, no, it's not there. The beautiful thing is that if you're in the inner circle, you send me a chat. I answer you sharp, right? That's why I'm your coach. Yeah, you get it. But if you are, someone who just comes and you just trying to talk, I wouldn't even answer you on chat. It's not part of my job. But I'm giving you access for you to actually be able to get things on a platter. You're doing it like this. But you know what I say? It's either you pay today or you pay tomorrow. Either way, you do the time. You do the time. It doesn't matter what it is, all right, that you do. You do the time. You do the time. So yes, people who are asking, Inner Circle is 120,000 for the annual program. That the Inner Circle is an annual program. This is just a short course. This ends immediately. We end it. The master class is on the, I think, 4th of June. Once we end it, we end it. But Inner Circle is continuing every day. This morning, I've sent voice notes. I've taught Inner Circle parents. I teach on a daily basis on the Inner Circle platform. On a daily basis, we do book review. We're currently reading Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro 1.0, 2.0. Senior leaders are reading 4.0. So we're currently always, searching and all of that. And Inner Circle parents are all at Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. That's how we roll. We know the value. We know the value of what it is that we're getting. And in the yard, you have more freebies that you can't even begin to talk about. Well, let's not talk about it. Let's talk about the one that is, you have. And yes, there is also TIP Fathers Conference. TIP Fathers Conference is happening this weekend. Am I correct? 13th to 15th of June. Awesome. TIP Fathers Conference is free. Absolutely free. It's one of our give back packages. We're bringing in people from all over. We're having Pastor KK, Korede Kumaya. We're having Barrister Taiwa Kinlami. We're having Coach Kwemeka. We're having the golf. My husband is a marriage counselor. He's also going to be teaching. We're having Pastor Bisi Adewale. We're having Ocholi, Barrister Ocholi. We're having Coach Ebuka, the boys coach. And we're having Coach David Folarami. All of these people are experts. I know what it costs to bring them to speak for an hour. All right? I know what it costs to bring these people at that level for an hour. Right? But they are coming and you're going to be accessing them free. You pay nothing. All you need to do is to register and you will be there. That's a huge advantage. We have US Summit coming on the 12th of July. I will be in the US in the next 2 weeks. I can't even believe it. And I'm going to be in Canada on the 5th of July. You haven't registered to be part of the TIP Summit Canada. The team would also, share all of the details that you need to be able to be in any of these summits. Yes, my husband and I will be in Canada. Coach Ebuka and I will be in the US. And we're coming from all over, right? And then we'll be in the UK if you're in the UK, we'll be in the UK in October. Okay? And then we'll be in Ilorin. Ilorin is when? September. And we'll be in Warri. September. Warri, Ilorin. We're going to be in Warri and Ilorin September. And yes, that's how we move. Okay? So thank you again for joining us. How do I join Inner Circle? If you have questions, put it. All right, in these few minutes, I'll answer. How do I join Inner Circle? How do I join Inner Circle? All you need to do is to see the details on my screen. All right, see the description. In the description of this video, there are details. Or you see the details that is scrolling under. Or simply send us a message. We will send you the details on how you can join. Please, as we conclude on this conversation, never think that you know everything about parenting. Never, ever. When you fail, your first question in parenting should be, where did I get it wrong? Not, I have done everything right. It's not true. There's always a blind spot. And again, like I say, only a coach can show you a blind spot. Your blind spot cannot be seen by you. It's impossible. And that's why it's called a blind spot. Please put yourself in a system, in a community, in a place where your life can take a turn. And you're asking, I don't even know where to start. December is too far for me to get into the Inner Circle and all of that. Start with Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. It's an amazing community to start from. All right, that's the cost to start from. Start there. It's 5,999 instead of 15,999. As far as I'm concerned, that's nothing compared to what it is that you're going to get. And you get these 3 books on my screen. These 3 offers free as soon as you make payment. The interesting thing is that this offer is only for 300 payments today, only today. And once we have that 300 payment, we take it to the next We started from 399. You know, the cost is moving every day. So take advantage. 6,000. Tell yourself this month I'm not going to make my hair. Tell yourself this month I'm not going to make my nails. Sacrifice the right animal for your process. Sacrifice the right animal for your process. All right. Vicky said, I've made payment, Coach Wendy. We look forward to having you. All right. All you need to do is make payment, send us a chat, and book for your inner circle slots. The good thing is that once you book, you have access. Let me tell you the interesting thing. When we talk about the inner circle, we have almost 10,000 parents in there. So you are the only one outside. So it's not like, wait, even somebody said to me that she did not know her pastor was part of the inner circle. And I was like, okay. She said he was preaching one day. So I was like, when my coach says that, oh, you are surprised? Me too, I have a coach. I said, yes, I have a parent coach. She said she opened her mouth and said, so pastor, you've been in the inner circle and you've been hiding. Some of your pastors and the inner circle, quiet. Your overseers are there, quiet, going through their process. You are there shouting, hey, it's only Spirit the Lord that spoiled the child that I know. Why must be? You're there. They are quietly learning what they need. The journey of the foolish man, weary yet every single one of them, because they do not know how to get to the city. There is a way to the city. I'm not going to mention the names of your pastors. Of course, I can't. But we know them. I know you wonder how I have access to many geos in the country. I'll just think about it for a moment. There is a way to the city. I beg you, take your parenting seriously so that you don't come tomorrow cry. Even Samuel cried. He was a prophet. Eli cried. He was a prophet. So the fact that you are anointed does not exempt you. I usually say that you can raise the dead and raise idiots. It's a thing. It can happen. Go and ask questions. All right. Vicky is asking me, how do you join? How do you pay? And how can you start? Is it renewed every year? Yes. It's an annual renewable system. All you need to do is to book a slot. The next cohort for Inner Circle starts on the 1st of December 2026. But before 1st of December 2025, sorry. But before 1st of December, there's a lot of activities that you can be part of. Sex Educate is here, be part of it. TIP annual conference. This year, we're having 40 speakers. And who can guess who the keynote speaker will be? Oh, you guys don't know what's happening for TIP annual conference this year. But hey, I'm coming. We are coming. We will talk about it when we are ready. 40 speakers cut across the globe. We didn't come to joke. And TIP annual conference is free. So join, bring in people, get them. We have a lot of free stuff that happens. So all the people that are complaining, hey, for poor man, hey, what of the poor people? Hey, this one, that one. You will attend free things. Come on, are you ready? But you know, everything, all right, that you need to actually do and have access to, you would need to pay the right kind of sacrifice. The question will be, do you know the animal to bring per time? I wait for you. Yeah, that's on Thursday. I look forward. I look forward to being with you guys on Thursday. Are you guys ready, Yadas? Don't just come with yellow blanket. This month, I'm not coming. I'm coming with bazookas. I come with AK-47. Go everywhere. And I'm unapologetic about it. Whatever it is that you guys want to say, like this that month when I finish, I just carry my bag. Who knows? July, as soon as I finish cover, I carry my bag, I leave people and go and rest. When I come back, we continue. So yes, this is one of those months. I come ready. So come with your yellow blanket. Maybe you can add a green trimming to Inner Circle webinar Thursday. And if you're not in the Inner Circle, you're wondering what happens there. Why now? Just book your slot and wait. Of course, you're wondering if I will prepare you now until you join, right? And if you don't get to book your slot, you won't have access even on the 1st of December. And once we close the door, 1st of December 2025, nobody enters anymore. So you don't enter. You can't register in the middle of the year. That's why we love it. We love ourselves like that. Somebody said, God have mercy on us on Thursday. You guys will be all right. You guys have been testing the thing. Come on now. Come on now. Oh my goodness. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an amazing day. But yes, that's not without the fact saying that Inner Circle parents should come with yellow blankets with red trimmings. If you don't get the joke, you are not in the yard. It's only yarders that get it. And yet we love it that yarders get only a part of some of these conversations. But hey, get into Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. Start your journey. Review what it is that you know, all right, so that you can do better. All right, these are the books that I have written that you can get. We have different, apart from the Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro, we have the Raising series. Raising the Trophy Child. Raising the boy you don't need to bail out. When we start talking about raising boys, let's keep quiet. Raising the girl with sense. Raising the independent thinking child. Raising the emotionally skilled child. And then we also have the others, How to Love Your Child More. We read this book last month. It changed a lot for many parents. The Parenting Advantage, the Parenting Launch Plan, the Solving Family Problems Through Effective communication. Somebody's saying, I'm not in Nigeria. How do I join? You can be anywhere. Inner circle parents are more in the abroad than they are in Nigeria. All right. And then this is my legacy book, The Kingmaker. You want to know the journey, the transformative journey of Africa's #1 parent, coach, and mentor? You can get this book. I turned 40 this year. So I was talking with one of my uncles recently, and I said, Uncle, I just turned 40. And he was like, Jesus, it's been up to 40 years. So yeah, I turned 40. So anytime before I speak in a congregation, I first of all tell you that I turned 40, please. I'm not as young, and I love it. All right, so this is my legacy book. You might want to get a copy. This book has sold over almost how many thousand copies already. All right, so yes, that's how we do it. And they will have Walking Your Child Through Puberty. All these books are available on Amazon. They're available on, with distributors everywhere in the world, in Canada, in the US, everywhere. Think it. We have distributors. All right. The places where you don't have distributors, you go on Amazon, you get a copy. If you're in Nigeria, we have distributors all over. Get our books. All right. All right. My pastor will say, feed your faith and starve your doubt. That's one thing that books do for you. All right. There's a lot that you can do. So this is an online. As you're watching this virtually, that's how you can watch every one of our courses if you are with us. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. How much are the books? The books have different prices. All right. It is I get the whole book except legacy book, my next target. Awesome. All right. The books are available in different in prices depending on where it is, where it is that you're getting it from. All right. In the currency. That's what I mean. And then all you need to do is to send a message for books to the number right on my system. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm actually enjoying this conversation today, but hey, I will leave the remaining enjoyment and basketballs for parents in the inner circle. I have particularly had fun having a conversation with you today. Remember to share this with your family and your friends to join Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. Remember that Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro, we have just a few slots for you to get the current price that we have. Okay. So, and that is where we end the conversation today. And this is to see you next again about Sex Educate Your Child. About Tuesday Live. And of course, talking about Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. Do not miss. All right. Are you registered for Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro 5.0? A few days ago, a parent reached out to me and said that her 10-year-old son was caught sleeping with her sister's 11-year-old daughter. Yes, I know that it's very easy for you to say, God forbid, it's not me. I hear you. You just can't say, yes, this girl and this boy are being raised the way of the Lord, in quotes. So that the fact that your child is being raised well doesn't mean that they will not be craved. When it comes to sexuality curiosity, trust me, it diverts, as in it just shakes everything, right? That is around you. Now, that said, if you haven't registered, that means you are now at the point where you would need to begin to pay 15,999. This is the original power. But hey, here's the catch. Someone woke up and decided that instead of you paying 15,999, I am paying for 500 people the big time, which is 10,000 naira each person, so that you get to pay 5,999. Remember that we have changed this price already. So it means that if you are part of the people who are these 500 people, you get to pay 500. However, if these 500 people elapses or finishes this slot, so it has limited slot, going to pay 599. If it finishes this slot, you get to pay the original price, which is 1599. Please take advantage of it and do not say, no, you can't be my child. And don't say, oh, my child is too young. Recently, we have a 2-year-old who was being molested, and she spoke up just because she has been trained on what to say and do. See you in class. My name is Wendy Ulu. I'm the founder of the Intentional Parents Academy, which you can enjoy. to show you exactly what to do to raise your child better.
The UK EIP 2.0 Summit is here. Are you even ready? Whether you're a parent, a guardian, or anyone that is passionate about raising strong, emotionally healthy children, this is for you. When is this happening?
It's happening on Saturday, the 25th of October 2025, here in Birmingham, the United Kingdom, at RCCG Covenant Restoration Assembly, located at Matalan Building, 123 to 125 New John Street, Aston, B6 4LD. So, who are the speakers?
The VC herself, Coach Wendy, Coach Kunle, Coach Ebuka, and Coach Etima will all be there to equip you with the tools and mindset to parent on purpose. Let me tell you why you should attend.
You will learn how to build strong emotional connections with your children, set healthy boundaries without yelling or guilt, navigate the digital age confidently as a parent, handle behavioral changes with grace and wisdom, raise children who are resilient, respectful, and rooted in value. You'll be surrounded by a powerful community of parents just like you, ready to grow and support one another. How should people register?
Scan the QR code or use the link in the description of this video to register for only £53.50 per adult. And yes, professional childcare is available on site for only £43.50 per child. So you do not need to worry. Bring your little ones and enjoy the summit stress-free. You don't want to miss this life-transforming opportunity. I will be there, would you?
Your voice and shout, come on.
Maryland, are you ready?
On July 12th, for the first time ever in the US, Coach Wendy Ologe will be hosting the Intentional Parents Summit in Glenburnie, Maryland. The theme of this groundbreaking summit? Time, the currency of a kingmaker.
So what can you expect? Parenting insights that will completely transform the way you raise your children, a mindset shift to help you maximize time, the greatest asset of a kingmaker, support and encouragement from a thriving community of like-minded parents who are on the same journey, exclusive access, and the unique opportunity to engage with a world-class parenting coach, Africa's #1 and internationally recognized thought leader, and the author of 20 books on parenting.
This is more than a conference. It's going to be amazing and insightful, a life-changing experience. You don't want to miss it. I will be there.
How to register? Click the link below or follow the instructions on the screen to pay your general admission investment of only $130, which includes delicious food, because why not? Great transformation is fueled by good food. If you want to receive VIP treatment for only $200, get all the general admission perks plus priority seating, access to an exclusive VIP mixer with Coach Wendy, and a gift bag that includes a bunch of goodies, including her latest book, The Kingmaker, exclusively autographed just for you.
Can't make it in person? No problem. Just grab the virtual pass for only $30 and join us from anywhere. Click the link below or follow the instructions on your screen to register now before tickets sell out. I will certainly be there. Will you?
I will definitely be there.